Tonight we're having ribs, barbecue ribs, made a very special way. It's August. I think it's like 28 degrees out right now. It's just the perfect evening to do a little barbecuing. What I'm going to be doing is making a dry rub spice barbecue ribs, and really talk about the difference of boiling ribs and dry spice. People always say which one's better. I can lay it out flat for you right now. Boiling ribs, you're boiling meat. Think about it. Throw a piece of chicken, throw a steak in a pot of water, see how it tastes afterwards. So it's kind of that idea. Now I know that's common practice for a lot of places. When I worked in the restaurant industry, that was par for the course. You boil the ribs, put it in the cooler, and then when the order came up, to just throw it on the grill, whatever. But I mean, if you're at home and you got the time, why not make your ribs a little bit better? So scratch the pot of water and use that dry rub. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to make that dry rub spice using a whole cornucopia of different seasonings and spices. And then it's going to be a slow cook on the barbecue, about an hour and a half, close to 2 hours. But like I said, if you got the time, why not, right? Make it taste better. And I guarantee these are going to be the best ribs you've ever shoved in that hole in your face, bar none. So let's get started. Okay, in this mix, this dry rub mix, you're going to have to get some sugar, white sugar and brown sugar. You need some celery salt, paprika, cayenne, onion salt, garlic salt, seasoning salt, ginger, poultry seasoning, allspice, chili powder, and ground black pepper. I know it's a lot of stuff. Don't worry, at the end of the video, I'm actually going to post up the amounts of each that you're going to need. You know, tablespoons, teaspoons, all that stuff. Alright, so I got the dry spice done, got that ready. Now what we have to do is prep the ribs before they go in the barbecue. There's a thin membrane on the back of the ribs. You actually have to take a spoon and peel off first. I think this is something you don't have to do if you're boiling them. If you're using a dry rub, definitely pull that off. Get those flavors in there, otherwise it acts kind of like a seal. And then that back side of the ribs doesn't get any flavor, which is something you don't want, right? So yeah, I'm going to show you how to use a spoon, pull it in there, pops right off, it's super easy.
Okay, so you got your ribs here, and you take your spoon. It's nice to get a nice flat spoon, get the back of it like this, and you just find that spot just underneath. You can see the membrane along here, this white stuff, and you just get that spoon right underneath, and you just pull up. You can hear it, and it just peels right off. And if you're lucky, it'll come off in one sheet. If not, you're picking away at it for a little bit, but you shouldn't have to if all goes according to plan. Get it in there. Okay. There we go. I just grab it like that. Sometimes it works for you, sometimes it doesn't. This one looks like it's actually working for me pretty good. Yeah, just like that. Woo! Alright, so I've got the membrane off, got the dry spice here, and just gonna be putting it right on the ribs there. And you know, you can be liberal with it if you want, be nice and generous. I've got it in a cookie sheet or baking sheet here, just because it helps trap some of the spice in there. And so you can just flip it around, and it doesn't make too much of a mess. Like I said, just rub that in there. Use your knuckles, get right in there, yeah. This is, like I said, it's a preferred method, and the reason for that is just because it keeps the flavor of the meat. It brings in the flavor of all these spices, and like I said, because of the combination of the sugars, especially that brown sugar, it just melts and just caramelizes and just brings in these amazing flavors and textures and colors. And then you slap on that barbecue sauce, and I tell you, nothing beats. Alright, so I got the barbecue on, just about ready to put these bad boys on the grill. You want to heat your grill to about 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and how you're going to cook these is indirect heat. If you put it directly over the flames, you're going to torch these things right away. Again, it needs to cook about an hour and a half. Maybe do the last half hour on the flames, on the direct heat, but for that first hour and a half, indirect heat, flipping them every half hour. That's really important. Every half hour, flip them on the indirect side. That's about it. It's pretty simple. All right, so there we have it. We have the 2 left burners on, got the 2 right burners off. That's where I'm gonna put my ribs. Want to make sure that they're not touching the flame. Pick up this big guy here. Slap them on there. I'm gonna put on a bit of an angle just to get them to fit. This one's not as long, but it's meatier. All right, there I have it. Indirect heat. Seal it up. Count off half an hour from here. Then I'm going to flip them and do that 3 more times, and then we'll be good to go. All right, so it's just about time to flip these guys for the last time, and then put the barbecue sauce on. Just want to get a good look at what these ribs are doing and what they look like. And again, you know, it really comes down to, like I said, it's the slow cook that really makes the ribs become what they are. When you boil them, again, it destroys the meat. It really does. So, as you can see, this is true. I mean, you just want to eat these right through the camera, I'm sure. But that's the whole point of making these videos, so that you can make your own and enjoy them the way you want to. Anyway, just we're ready to put the barbecue sauce on, and then we're ready to rock the last 20 minutes, half hour. Alright, so we're just getting ready to put on the barbecue sauce, and this is the stuff I use. Shameful I don't make my own. I swore last year I was going to do that. I never got around to it. It was too busy. This year I'm even busier, so I just never got around to it. But I tried this stuff, and I gotta say, for a store-bought, you know, name brand barbecue sauce, it is fantastic, and it just works magic with these ribs. It really does. So I encourage you to go out and get this sauce and try it with this recipe. You won't be disappointed, I guarantee it. Alright, now to put these guys on the direct side, but before I do, I'm actually going to put on a little bit of barbecue sauce on the back side, just a little bit. Whoop. Whoop. And then that way, when they're on the flame side, that stuff's going to cook right in there. And that's how I roll. So, hour and a half they've been now on the indirect side. I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes, half hour on the direct side. I'm actually going to bring the temperature down. Like I said, right now it's been at about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And they're on a medium-low. I'm going to bring it right down to low. It's particular to each barbecue. My barbecue runs pretty hot. So for me, low is good enough to finish these bad boys off. Just the way I want them. Oh, the look of these guys, I tell you, man. Come out of there. May have put too much on the backside. Wow. The sound of that tells me that I use that barbecue sauce a lot. And I do. Chicken, ribs. I gotta hand it out to Bullseye, man. That Guinness barbecue sauce is money. So I'm gonna turn that right down. Low. Alright, these guys are ready to go. Another 20 minutes. Keep an eye on it. 20 minutes. Maybe give them another flip if they need it. Give both sides a good, direct heat grill marks. I'm not doing any real good grill marks or anything, but you know what I mean. Get some cooking on those. So there you go. Some of the best ribs you're ever going to eat in your life, I promise you. Dry rub, hour and a half, indirect heat, 20 minutes, half hour, direct heat, flip them, and enjoy.